Hello and welcome. My name is Jennifer Murphy. I'm the certification manager for the Wildlife Society. Today, I'd like to walk you through our wildlife biologist certification program. I'll start out by explaining what TWS certification is and reviewing some of the benefits of becoming certified through TWS. I'll also walk you through the requirements for certification and then go over some of the more challenging areas on the application and frequently asked questions by applicants. What is TWS certification? Certification is recognition by TWS that a member meets the minimum educational, experience, and ethical standards adopted by the Society for Professional Wildlife Biologists. It's a professional and independent verification of a wildlife professional's credentials. So why get certified by TWS? Unlike other fields and disciplines, becoming certified as a wildlife biologist is not required in order to work in the profession, but there are benefits of getting certified by the Wildlife Society, and these are some of the benefits. Certification conveys peer recognition of your achievements, enhances public confidence in the wildlife profession, demonstrates personal and professional commitment to protecting and conserving wildlife. It demonstrates that you've met the rigorous standards for certification, and in many cases, helps you stand out for hiring, promotion, and salary considerations. TWS offers two levels of certification, the Associate Wildlife Biologist, or AWB, and the Certified Wildlife Biologist, CWB. Both of these applications can be found at the website at the bottom of this page, wildlife.org/certification. Associate Wildlife Biologist, or AWB, is based solely on educational requirements. So a bachelor's degree is required for this certification. The discipline of the degree does not matter as long as the coursework requirements are met. So there are 78 specific semester hours over 10 categories that need to be met, and we'll go over those one by one here in a minute. The AWB certification expires in 10 years. The Certified Wildlife Biologist, or CWB, is based on a combination of education and experience. So the same as AWB, a bachelor's degree is required. 78 semester hours over 10 categories is required. But the CWB requires 5 years or 60 months of professional level work experience to receive that certification. And renewal is required every 5 years to maintain the CWB certification. Applicants must be current members of the Wildlife Society to apply, and applications are evaluated by TWS's Certification Review Board. The Certification Review Board, or the CRB, is a group of 8 elected TWS members who review AWB and CWB applications each month. Each of our 8 representatives represent one of our sections within TWS. So Northeast section has a representative, Central Mountains and Plains section, etc. So these are our current representatives on the Certification Review Board. I'll go through now each category on the application and describe what is required in each of those categories. The first category on the application is wildlife management and biology. We require 12 credits in this category, and within that 12 credits, one course must be focused on wildlife management, a 3-credit course, and one course must be in either herpetology, mammalogy, or ornithology. And for this particular requirement, work experience may not substitute for this course. It must be taken at a college or university. The next category is ecology. We require one 3-credit course in ecology. This is either plant or animal ecology. Forest ecology would also fit in this category. The next category is zoology. We require 9 credits in this category. These are courses like biology, genetics, diseases, fisheries would count in this category as well. There's a wide variety of courses that would count in the zoology category. The botany category also requires 9 credits. Within that 9 credits, at least 2 credits must be dedicated to plant identification or taxonomy. Other courses that would fit in this category are plant physiology, dendrology, general botany, those sorts of courses. The physical sciences category also requires 9 credits. Within this category, 2 disciplines must be represented, meaning you could not have all of your coursework in just chemistry. However, we do view inorganic and organic chemistry as separate disciplines. Courses that would fit in this category include chemistry, physics, geology, soil sciences. The next category is statistics, where we require 1 3-credit course in basic statistics. Quantitative sciences requires 6 credits. These are courses like college algebra, calculus, computer science, sometimes GIS courses if there's an analytical component to the course. In the humanities and social sciences category, we require 9 credits. A wide variety of courses are accepted here, such as sociology, psychology, economics, political science. Your foreign languages would go in this category as well. The next category is communications, where we require 12 credits. This will be your English composition, technical writing, public speaking. You may receive 3 credits for a master's thesis or a PhD dissertation in this communications category. And policy administration and law, we require 6 credits here. These will be courses in natural resource policy, wildlife law, land use planning. Human dimensions courses would also fit in this category. So I mentioned coursework substitutions. A minimum of 3 credits can be substituted in any one category. So if you have work experience that can substitute for coursework, you may substitute up to 3 credits in any category. However, a maximum of 9 credits can be substituted across the entire application. And if you are requesting a coursework substitution, you must provide a letter of support from your instructor or supervisor that corroborates your experience. For the CWB certification, in addition to the educational requirements, you must have a minimum of 5 years of professional level experience within the 10 years of applying for certification. Few notes I wanted to mention. Unofficial and official transcripts are accepted when you're applying. A minimum letter grade of a C- is accepted. If you have a D grade or below, please do not list that on your application, as it won't be accepted for credit. Every category on the application must have a college or university course. For instance, there are 2 categories that only 1 3-credit course is required in: statistics and ecology. So you must have at least 1 college or university course. That those categories may not be substituted using work experience. And references are no longer required for AWB applicants. We do still require references for the CWB applicants. For the CWB professional references, you must provide at least 3 references who are wildlife professionals. They must be familiar with your work experience in your past. When applying for CWB, one of your references should be a CWB as well. If you do not know any CWBs, that's okay. You will not be disqualified for that. And at least one reference must be from outside of your organization. If you receive your AWB certification, which expires after 10 years, but you have not yet acquired 5 years of professional level experience, you may apply for an AWB extension, which can extend your AWB for an additional 3 years. This is assuming that you're on track to acquiring that 5 years of professional level experience. So you need to have at least 24 months or 2 years worth of professional level experience to apply for an extension, which would get you that additional 3 years, which brings you to 5 years of professional level experience. Those holding the CWB certification must renew the certification every 5 years. You must log at least 80 continuing education units within the 5 years prior to submitting your application. So these are some examples of continuing education that would apply to the renewal application: attending conferences, participating in organized activities, leading organized activities, mentoring activities, publishing papers or books, self-directed learning, such as reading books, watching videos, that sort of thing, and professional service. So, for instance, if you served as an officer in one of the TWS organization units, a section or a chapter, that can count towards your continuing education. I wanted to touch briefly on the Qualified Airport Wildlife Biologist designation. This is a fairly new designation for TWS. We took over the vetting of QAWBs from Embry-Riddle University a couple of years ago. This is a very niche field, so I won't spend too much time on it, but in order to become a qualified airport wildlife biologist, you must meet the FAA requirements as spelled out in the Advisory Circular 150, 5200, 36B. You must have completed a wildlife hazard management at airports training, and you must have completed a wildlife hazard assessment under a QAWB mentor. So for additional information about this, please reach out to me. I will leave my contact information on the very last slide. These are some of the most common issues that we see with applications. Please note that transcripts must include all three of these things: your name, the name of the institution of your college or university, and the degree conferral date. So the transcript does not need to be an official transcript. However, this information does need to appear on each transcript. Transferred courses that do not indicate grades received. If you took a course at another university and transferred it to your current university, the grade must appear on your current university's transcript. Otherwise, please submit your prior university's transcript as well. We need to see all credits and grades for each course taken. Sometime not including all relevant courses on an application. Please fill in all courses from your transcript that would fit in any of the categories. Even if you feel like you've met the standard of a category with 2 or 3 courses, please list all relevant courses, as the CRB may want to shift courses around depending on where you may be deficient on the application. You may not double list courses for full credit on the application. However, you may split a course between 2 categories. When doing that, you must also split the credits. So for instance, a 4-credit course can be split 2 credits in one category and 2 credits in the other, or 3 in 1, depending on what you need on the application. But you may not list that same course for 4 credits in one category and 4 credits in another. Another common issue on applications are weak or not enough courses in the following categories: wildlife management and biology, botany, specifically the plant taxonomy or identification course, and policy administration and law. And for CWB applicants, you may not count wildlife technician work towards your professional level experience. These are some frequently asked questions that we get. What do I do if I'm unsure if a class will count in a specific category? You're always welcome to get in touch with me if you've got a specific course that you'd like to inquire about. You can reach me by email in the address that I'll give you here at the end. Do I need to be an AWB prior to applying for CWB? The answer is no. You can apply for a CWB straight away without having been an AWB first. Can I count work I did while in school as an undergraduate towards the 5 years of required professional work experience? And the answer is no, that the 5 years of professional level experience must be after you've received your degree. It's very unlikely that the experience that you've gained before you got your degree is that of a professional. Can I count my graduate research project as a professional experience? Yes, you may count up to 12 months for a master's thesis and up to 24 months for a PhD dissertation on the application. Do I have to use my institution's course catalog descriptions for the classes listed on my application? While we prefer that you use the course description either from a course catalog or a syllabus, if you don't have access to those, you may use your own words in describing the courses on the applications. So how do I apply? You will go to wildlife.org/certification and download one of the fillable PDF applications, either the AWB or CWB. You'll upload your application transcripts and any supporting materials through your TWS member portal. Once your application is complete, you'll get a notification asking you to pay the application fee. Once your payment has been processed, your application then gets put in line to be evaluated by the Certification Review Board. Currently, it takes about 4 to 6 months to hear a decision on your application. This is just a list of the application fees. I'm not going to read through them, but I do want to note that for AWB applicants, if you apply for certification within 6 months of graduating, or if you're a current student working on an advanced degree, you can receive the discounted rate of $95 for your application fee. And this is my contact information. Please feel free to reach out to me with questions at certification@wildlife.org. Thank you.